Hello, welcome back to another critical live stream. We've got Greeter Ryan here, Evil, the Youth Worship Explosion, Johnny's here, and probably a bunch more. The stream hasn't even started yet, and Youth Worship Explosion is trying to push some buttons. Caro Tile, Nomad is an Island, Spiral out, glad to have you all. Today's going to be a wild day. First of all, I'm pretty sure most of the tracks, definitely over majority, are pushing the 7-minute limit. So I'm going to try to keep things on track today so we don't go too far over. I just want to know how to request songs. Buddy, you know how to request songs. I'm not. No, I probably won't keep things on track, but I'm going to try. I think that's the important part here, is that I have a goal and I'm going to strive towards it. Even if I fail wildly, at least I will have had some direction on this. Lighting's bad. But we also have quite a few artists that I'm aware of, which is unusual. I don't know what it is with the past few months, but Livestream has been like the weird place to put the stuff that doesn't really have much of a shot on the regular channel. So it's interesting for me to come into this with like 3 or 4 artists where I'm like, oh, dude, this is going to be fun. I know them. I'm just going to ignore that that last post from Youth Worship Explosion. Sure, we can get some tangent on English spelling. Geez. I can already tell y'all are trying to turn this into the most difficult stay on track day possible. Signups, welcome. And the genre tangents, tangents, yeah. Paris here too, driving as usual, but listening. It's the best way to do it. Let's get this rolling. We also have a lot of music videos today, so I'm also like pretty sure this video is going to get blocked. Music videos tend to do that, but when it's something like this, I'm willing to take the risk because this looks phenomenal, and I'm glad there's a video component to it. We're going to be looking at the artist Imminence with the title of The Black, live from Ystads Theater, I'm going to assume, but the video itself also says Ystads Teater. So I'm going to assume that's a theater, though. You didn't pick the music video for FREEFALL. I did. I can do just the audio, though, if you'd like. I can switch that up pretty quickly. Charm Tiger, glad to have you. Coming in just in time as we're about to kick off our first track here. This one comes at us from Junie. Imminence, again, with the string quartet and piano. Let's dive in. See what Imminence has. It'd be better. It's one of those videos that interrupts the music a few times. Glad to know. I'll get that set up. Let's dive into some Imminence. Oh, it's theater in Swedish. That makes a lot more sense.
Trying to stop the bleeding of the heart. Tell me why you've forsaken me. Only death will ever set.
A great start here.
Take this pain away.
Setting up the triplet beat. Okay. We got some metal chord here. Sounds like a hard drive. That's a crazy sound. FHI, welcome. Hard drive song. That is a wild guitar tone, though. And it has such an abrupt start and finish. I think that's what really deviates it and makes it sound more digital. Oh, the hard drive sounds. could have just called this a hard drive song.
Like a knife in my back into the bed. There's something in there.
Gnarly harsh. I wonder if the pianist was one doing the backup vocals in that chorus section. The guitarist is incredibly mellow. I love how there's so many people who dressed up in suits and stuff, and then the guitarist next to the drummer just has a t-shirt and pants on. Oh, it's the bassist. Okay. That checks out. I mean, there might have been a little bit of extra, but there was still, I mean, a lot of it was like, I don't know, even spit crackling going on. Oh, absolutely. It sounded great. Something about someone playing this really nice, beautiful, soft violin line and screaming at the same time. Oh my jeez. It's just a funny visual. Yeah, right? Oh man. Yeah, I think that did it too. Like, this isn't as bizarre. It really was that moment. I was waiting when the guitarist was gonna bring some backup in too, because I saw them do something earlier, but I didn't hear it. Yeah, I mean, that's a first for me too. I really want to like this ending, but I feel like it was missing something, and I don't know what that something is. I don't know if it's a production thing and I just wanted it to be fuller. I don't know if it was a compositional thing. Maybe I just found the lead violin line to be melodic, but not a strong enough melody. I don't know. And I kind of agree with that too, that there are some really cool moments of this track, but I don't know that I was on board with it every single moment. Feel that way about the entire band. Always feel solid but never stand out. It was missing a fade out. But I don't know. I like the idea of string quartet. Technically, I guess a quintet if you bring in the lead violin on top of alternative metal. Like on paper, that sounds really cool, but in execution here, something never grabbed me. I don't know if it was a production thing or a composition thing, but it never got to a point where I was like, this is phenomenal. And I don't know why. And see, I think that's a bit harsh for me to say it's a bit boring, but yeah, kind of. It never grabbed my attention, which is a shame because I think that there's a lot of cool ideas in here. I want to listen to more of this, whether it is Imminence or another band, of bringing strings prominently into an alternative metal atmosphere. And this is a good taste of that sound, but I don't think it's exactly what I want out of this combination. They looked bored while they were playing it. I mean, I don't think I would pull too much of that into it, simply because, I mean, from one perspective, they are a metal band. Metal bands typically put on performances. You don't want to see a metal band rocking out on stage and then just like standing there, right? You want to see the headbanging, you want to see the moving. So like I kind of get that. But on the other side of things, not all performances have to have the energy matching the music too. So I don't know. That didn't really grab my, it didn't really hit me that way. But I can see where someone would look at this and say, well, they look kind of bored doing this. So, especially considering their metalcore, so catchiness is critical. Yeah, dude, and I thought the chorus, the clean vocal chorus, worked really well. I think that was a catchy moment. And I liked the screaming on top of the violins. I thought that sounded great too. I think those two moments were kind of catchy, but not enough. I mean, here, I don't think I could sing back anything that I heard in this, other than because of recency bias, that final violin line is also a simple idea, so makes it easier to remember. But I don't know. I'm a bit frustrated with this because it ticks all the boxes for me, and something about it just doesn't click all the way. Speaking of 11th take, I did notice that at least visually, this is all one take, which I thought was pretty cool. But I did notice about 4 minutes in that the vocalist off on the left was he looked like he was screaming. Definitely a wide projected vocal style, but I didn't hear him in the mix. So I don't know if this is a one take performance audio wise, but I did like the single take video. I'm not a big fan of music videos, especially of live sessions where the camera angle keeps shifting and changing, and like I just want to watch the performance. So I did appreciate that here. It's almost like they're trying to be catchy and moody at the same time. That might be it, because this is a fantastic atmosphere song, but it's also a very traditional metalcore song too. It never quite hits the highs of either of them. And I think that's what makes the ending not work as well for me, because I wanted that emotional payoff. I wanted that post-metal style peak, because that's really what they're going for. There's not a lot of memorable riffage in here. A lot of it is atmosphere, chordal, harmonic work. And I wanted that release or that explosion or hit that peak. And we kind of didn't do that. We did it in the layering. Sure, compositionally, that is a phenomenal finale. But it doesn't feel impactful like I was wanting. And I think it is. I'm trying to balance these two sides and kind of being a jack of all trades at the end of it. That's a really good observation there. All right, I'm going to have to actually, let me pull that down. I got to see if they've done more of that. Check out more. I don't want to base all of it off of one song, because I do like the idea, but I would love to see more bands doing that too. Give me more alternative metal, melodic metalcore. Any of that popular style of metal. I even take some of the genty stuff and toss in some strings. I'm down for that. Next up, we have some Heathen Held Nothing, Song to Confess. This one comes out as from Nico with no context. Let's just dive straight in then. See what they're bringing. The drummer just left that band? Dang. That is a wild guitar tone. It's clean and crunchy, reverbery, and in the moment. Like, you can hear each individual string too. Oh, this is heavy. I'm not sold on the tone yet, but we'll see where it takes it. Oh, dude, that bass. I love how at the end of the phrase, the drummer throws in a hint of that reggaeton beat. Listen. I love it there. It works so well. How is this so bright and dark at the same time? The vocals are out of tune, I think, but given all the compression on the instruments, you barely even notice it. Oh, the syncopated open snare. Scooped mids means that they've been pulled out, emphasizing bass and treble. They might be out of tune on purpose. Hey, he's got my headphones, I think. I mean, they're definitely Audio Technicas. No wonder the mix. I was waiting for you to bring it up. I know you hate those headphones. Is the bassist not using any? Oh, maybe he's got monitors in. Hey, Paradox's Beast, welcome. I'm really digging this though. It's like a grungy post-rock. And the atmospheres are so palpable. And I think the drummer is really making this for me too. Lots of cool syncopated ideas, expertly produced against the schism in the bass and guitars. That bass tone is gnarly. Yeah, that's another one that I'm gonna have to pull down and check out. Where did they come from? Absolutely wild. Paradox is beast. Dude, take control of your happiness, man. Some people want to ruin your day. Just forget about it. I mean, maybe the issue is more pressing than that. But I mean, if they made you angry in the past, that's the past. Take a step into a brighter future. You don't mind the sound at all? I would go so far as to say there's probably a great song in this band. Yeah, dude. I like this. Very Grat. Yeah. I don't understand the hate for the vocals though. I will say they're kind of lacking emotion. I wish that they were a bit stronger in presence, but I think I kind of came around to that. I think just because it was grungy, I wanted impassioned vocals, and he doesn't really deliver on that, but it ends up fitting well in a sort of contrasty kind of way. Was searching for some good songs today and I get recommended a video of some racist people. Yeah, dude, that's just YouTube being lame. You just got to let that roll off your back, man. YouTube's full of that. If I got upset every time I saw some lame video, I'd be so mad 24/7. And honestly, I can't handle that stress. I'm a pretty laid back person. I got to have like some chill energy. So, but I get it. It sucks to kind of see that around every corner. Vocals aren't always on tune, but it was controlled. Yeah, it was almost microtonal in a way that fit well with the distortion and lack of harmonic information from the rest of the instruments. Because a lot of that was just simple chords, 3 notes tops. Sometimes we were getting an octave in that, so only 2 notes. There's plenty of room for harmonic playfulness within that. I think he was leaning into that to create some tasteful dissonance. Yeah. But I didn't really have much of a problem with it. I thought the vocals production was fine. The pitchiness was working within the context. The song would be superior without vocals. Dang. I will say though, in an element of agreement, the vocals aren't why I would listen to this band. I didn't have a problem with them, but unlike a strong frontman that would have me going to see whatever band they were singing for, if they replaced this vocalist, I wouldn't be upset. They're fine. They work with the band, but I'm coming here for the atmosphere. I'm coming here for the production. I'm coming here for the drum rhythms. I'm here for the instrumentation. They made it something that would have been more or less predictable special for me. Interesting. The drummer was great. I agree. Simple ideas, but fun execution. Playing with syncopation between where the other instruments were playing, bringing in interesting rhythms from time to time while locking into a backbeat. Not precisely technical, but elevating the work. Even setting aside your dislike of the tone, the instrumentation is what stood out. Yeah, I mean, even if we just look at the vocal melody, it wasn't incredibly engaging. But there were some times where I think it worked. And generally, my preference for melody, I think those sections needed something on top of them. And the vocals filled that role, even if it was just barely clearing the bar. Funny how everyone here loves and or hates something else in this song. This has a lot of things going on in it. Usually there's some sort of agreement within the group, a very clear divide. This was the problem, people on either side. But yeah, this had a lot of parts, a lot of conversation about it. Kind of like the vocals and the way you like dissonance. Yeah. Cool stuff. We're 2 for 2. I've pulled 2 songs down. We've listened to 2 songs. This is already a start of a good day here. We got some Primal Scream, River of Pain coming up next. Coming from Stringhead, Primal Scream started as a garage psych Rolling Stones influenced band that did a left turn on their 3rd album, Screamadelica, by drawing from acid house, dub, and experimental electronica. Since then, they have explored different sounds, mixing elements from blues, folk, shoegaze, krautrock, and different dance styles in their music. This comes from their 2013 album, More Light, and it's a pretty cool psych folk exploratory track. That album name caught me off guard. All right, let's dive into this one and see what's going on with Primal Scream. Yeah, dude, psych folk I'm usually down for, if it's done well. It just scratches a very specific itch. This is famous? I don't think I've ever even heard of the band. Really interesting vocals. They're airy and breathy, but pitched up. Almost. Oh, they're harmonized. There's 2 vocals there. But it certainly sounds like it's pushing towards the top of his chest vocal, which is really interesting. Oh, in the UK. That adds a little bit of context. Ooh, that's tense. Very dreamlike, trippy. There's percussion all around too. I mean, we got the bells over here alongside the hand drums. But there's also maybe not. If it comes back, I'll let you know. Yeah, dude, it feels older, but this is a 2013 album. Yeah, dude, they're mimicking 1991. Yeah, Screamadelic was what was mentioned in the context, but that was for reference of when they shifted their sounds. This comes off of the album More Light. It's track number 2. But yeah, everything about this feels like it's much older, which makes sense. I mean, They came around in the late 80s, so already kind of reviving the sound, but they've been doing this for a while. Oh wait, we have checked them out before though. I saw one of their more popular songs was called Swastika Eyes, and that seems really familiar to me. We checked that out February of last year. This is an interesting direction to take it. The song wasn't exactly calm and soothing, but it was at least consonant for the most part. And we sort of devolved into avant-garde here. Yeah, Sun Ra. 100%. We're starting to really push the bounds of mainstream listenability. Yeah, I can see the Beatles too. I don't think I know Zuma, but that changed pretty quickly. Yeah, I've never checked out Exuma. That violin line, it feels so out of place in the mix. I can agree with that, Johnny, too. It's really pushing into the realm of art, which is like a weird distinction, but full-on orchestra now? Now we're pulling back to the A section. I'll say the segue into the orchestra was weird, but coming out of it with the guitar kind of coming in under a held note, I mean, that kind of works. This is definitely psychedelic. This is a drug trip right here, though. I'm digging the music video too. Something about it feels nostalgic for an era that comes from before my time. Oh, that was something. Honestly, I thought that fade out was fine. Because it's more like a decrescendo to a final point rather than a fade out, because it does end at the end of a phrase. Yeah, acceptable fade out. I don't know. What would I say about this? This is a roller coaster. It starts off very folky, and then we get some of these cool psychedelic spacey chords going on, and then there's so many layers. There's a lot of percussion on this track. We begin to introduce some tension, some dissonance. These chill vibes are starting to twist and distort. And then from there, the metamorphosis continues on until it is completely unrecognizable as it drifts further and further into noise and chaos. And it is incredibly uncomfortable. I have no idea what's going on through that entire avant-garde midpoint. And then that takes us into this orchestral section, which sounds really cool. I have no idea what it means, how it fits into any of this, but there is this feeling of triumph that comes over lost, darkness, fear. And then from there, we get to chill out again and relax with the cool psych vibes. So singing was like a mantra. Yeah, dude, there's the other thing too. Like the vocals, the layering of the vocals created some really interesting harmonies, but also the way they were delivered, breathy and airy, yet had physicality and quite a bit higher pitch than I would expect something like this. Disturbing lyrics, though? I'm not going to check those out. Life is a river of pain, we're all floating down. You know, it is called River of Pain. That checks out. And I think the heavy use of dissonance and noise throughout kind of allude to that, although it renders my feeling of victory with the orchestra probably a bit moot. Mute. I don't know, dude. Disturbing lyrics go hand in hand with psych folk. I kind of feel like they go hand in hand with psych in general. I mean, there's definitely the happier stuff like Gong, but I feel like just as many times we have listened to psychedelic music, which is great. Yeah, Comus, dude. Comus is dark. So I feel like I've heard just as many. All right, we're just going to move on from that. I would need some more time with that one to figure out what I think about it. It's wild, though. That's a roller coaster. Incredibly fun roller coaster, but wild. You don't remember them being that dark? Maybe it's just because of the tracks I have listened to from them. Yeah, dude, I was quite disturbed. I don't think have we done a full album, or is it just that one track? Oh no, we had Drip Drip, The Prisoner. I don't think we listened to the Herald too, but I don't think that one was dark. Drip Drip completely caught me off guard though. I remember listening to the music. It was pretty cool stuff. And then we check out the lyrics. Dude, what? This is like death metal lyrics right here. All right, we have some. I'm not gonna try to pronounce either of these. I don't want to butcher anyone's names today. This one comes at us from Wormy, some more semi-recent stuff with some lush production. Well, you caught my attention with lush production. Let's dive into this, see what's going on. Sold already. After just talking about how dark that is, you're like, yeah, that sounds like a good one for Brian. I'll take it though. I'm always down for a difficult listen, or a read, possibly in this case. trombone or baritone? Neither? Is that brass? That harp, possibly? Dulcimer, maybe? It sounds beautiful. That's fair. We'll just have to see what happens when I get to it. I'd rather not be spoiled on it. Ooh. Ooh. Oh? It's a wild ride between dissonance and consonance here. Was a dulcimer. Okay, cool. Or a euphonium. I've heard that before. Oh, okay, yeah. I think there is some sharp auto-tune on some of those note changes. It's about dark history? Okay. I do think they create a specific effect here that works. But I think given how everything else is relatively untouched, I kind of wish the vocals were a bit more natural. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that one anymore. I like all of it. It is a beautiful track, gorgeous from start to finish. Some really great melodic ideas. It's enthralling, I would say, even given its sort of lack of big moments. It captures a vibe and carries you through it rather well from start to finish. Yeah, meditative's a good word for that too. But the vocals, when Mark pointed it out, man, I'm not putting blame at your feet. They're there. I would have heard them eventually, I think, particularly with all of those half-step runs in the final third of this track. I don't know. If this was more digital, I think I would be okay with it. I'm usually okay with auto-tune, but I think given how natural everything sounds in here, it makes the vocals feel out of place. And I already had a little bit of that coming in with the heavy reverb at the beginning, which I thought was a little out of place, but added to the atmosphere. But when I paired that with the auto-tune, it started to dip for me. I'm the one that's supposed to ruin songs for Brian. But yeah, I was enjoying it. I think this is very well written. I would just love for the vocals, not even to be re-recorded, just to be reproduced. Give me a remixed version of this, a remaster, if you will. And I think I'd be completely sold. There's certainly ways that you can use autotune in interesting ways. And like I said, I do think it creates a specific vibe or atmosphere in here. It's just not something I personally enjoyed. But everything else was wonderful. The dulcimer, the piano, even the piano being a pedal tone in the background didn't really annoy me too much because I thought that it created a nice pulse in lieu of a lack of percussion. It created the rhythmic element to the song. And while it was a bit harsher of a tone compared to all the other soft sounds, it still mixed in really well. So there's a lot of good things in here. I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to let Youth Worship Explosion keep talking about Paul. This hypothetical imaginary Paul that takes all of his wrath. Oh man, maybe corrected him at the end of the stream. That would have been good. Paul here. Oh man. I mean, for all we knew, it was another one of Youth Worship Explosion's random tangents, making up someone to yell at. I'm gonna have to listen to more of this though. I really enjoyed this, and maybe other tracks use the auto-tune in different ways or less of it that I can really click with. But I love the atmosphere on this, so delusional. Yeah, next track here, House of Waters, In Waves. This one comes at us from Magikarp, folk, jazz, fusion. We got some fun stuff because that was kind of jazzy. And we had folk before that, so let's smash them together. This one's in 5/4 with one of the most incredible bass performances of all time. Moto Fukushima is the GOAT of jazz bassists. The performance is a drummer. We have a hammered dulcimer once again, and a 6-string bass. And it's kind of absurd how much sound they can make. All right, let's dive into this. I'm all for this. Let's ban Paul edition. All right, let's dive into this and see what they're bringing to the table. Very crisp on that fast run. So they're working with groups of 2 and 5. Sorry, 2 and 3 to make the 5. That's interesting. Usually the weighting's on the other side. But this gives it a brisk pace followed by a pensive moment. I like that. What's DMB? Yeah, I can kind of hear that in the instrumental part. What is that, the hi-hat that's sizzling like that? It is. Dude, that sounds great. Was he just barely keeping it open? very light dulcimer playing. Oh, very interesting polyrhythm there. Oh, beautiful chordal run. Dang, dude, that's pretty cool. Hey Johnny, you should just get yourself some M50Xs. There's a nice bit of warmth in this already. Mud is not warm. Oh, jeez. Is he getting a double strike on each stroke? That was a lot of notes for a little bit of hand movement. Yeah, I thought that was fun. Exactly, a fun group of instruments you don't normally hear together. I mean, the bass and the drum, sure, but dulcimer like that? The dulcimer work is bonkers. That dude has so much precision. And what's interesting about it too is it takes the visual fascination I get from watching really good bell players and transferring that over into something that looks like it requires even more precision while still playing at these incredible speeds. Has anyone ever played dulcimer with 4 sticks? I just thought of that because, you know, bell players will sometimes play with 4 sticks. So I don't know if that's anything that it's been done before. Anyways, it sounds great. The melodic lines, the harmonic components, and the spectacle of it, fantastic. The bass player has a real strong sense of melodic movement. I love the phrases he had, how he works chords into them, the playfulness of it alongside the technicality. And I think that's what really stands out to me from him is that parts of those, parts of his lead parts were, saying that word too many times, impressive. From a technical perspective of playing it would be difficult to learn, but I think also quite a bit of it was a bit simpler to play but sounded fantastic. And I love how he had this mixed approach to it of bringing in easier stuff and harder stuff to create something that has good flow to it. Whereas the dulcimer player was spectacle pretty much all of the time whenever they were taking the lead. Marilyn, welcome. It's insane how the song didn't sound harsh despite the focus on higher frequency instrumentation. 0 sub bass. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I saw a couple of comments. Definitely a treble heavy song, especially with the bass sitting at their higher strings too for most of it. Even the drums kind of had that pitched up element to it. Being so high frequency focused. All right. The drummer, I have mixed feelings about the drummer. The drum work itself, solid. The dude sat in the pocket the entire time, even on the more complex polyrhythms. And some of those rhythms he introduced were really technical. And I would love to hear them maybe in a different setting, but for some reason, often felt too technical for the song. And there are parts when I wondered if the drummer wouldn't fit better in a different band or maybe just works better in a different song, but I found it to just be a little too technical for this track. And pretty much every time they brought in a really cool polyrhythmic idea, it kind of made the song start to fall apart. So impressive chops, really cool ideas, kind of the wrong atmosphere for it in my perspective. But I enjoyed it. Overall, I thought this song was very fun to listen to and wild to watch. So, interesting take. You don't agree with that? I mean, that's fine. As usual, I'm not some sort of arbiter of good music. But I don't know. I found it to be rhythmically out of place quite often when they were in the lead. I think that's the thing. When they kind of sat back when someone else was soloing, really solid chops, even with the more flourishy ideas. But once they took the solo, it kind of fell apart for me both times. All right. 4-stick xylophone. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Patrick Moore. 4-stick xylophone is actually not entirely uncommon, but I'm wondering if anyone's done 4-stick dulcimer. Also, though, he wore a monocle. I hope he wore the monocle while playing the xylophone. I would watch that. I never think drums are too technical personally, so I don't understand that mindset. Okay. And see, to me, there's a difference between polymetrically busy and within the time signature busy. Like Zach Hill, yeah, dude, he can get creative, but he doesn't change the time signature up too often, at least from what I've heard, in the middle of an idea. He'll introduce a polyrhythmic idea or a polymetric idea for a couple of beats, maybe for a bar. This guy is trying to lay it down for a whole drum solo, though. And I think that's where it started to clash with what the other two instruments were doing to support the drum part. But no, I'm not against busy drumming in general. On the recent record, they had Antonio Sanchez on drums, the guy who did the Birdman soundtrack, and it gets wildly rhythmic. I'm gonna have to check that out. All right. This band's called The. And maybe it's The? Where's the emphasis on that? I'm gonna go with The, cause this one comes out as From What Makes Me Me. This band is mostly one guy, Matt Johnson, but yes, there's Johnny Marr on guitar and harmonica, formerly of the Smiths and Modest Mouse. This is one of those bands that fans think is criminally underrated, but not exactly obscure either, from the early 80s through most of the 90s. Funny how this song seems entirely relevant despite being a reference to a specific generation of people. All right, this one's called The Beaten Generation. The EN is in parentheses in the official title, though. Tete? I don't know why that cracks me up. The is an awesome band name. The. There's a lot of ways to go about doing this. All right, let's dive in, see what's going on with the. What a band name.
When you cast your eyes upon the sky,
difficult name to Google.
Once proud nation, can you sense the fear and the
Dido.
growing in the hearts of its population?
Gregaria. If you're looking to make a request, you can do so on the Patreon. All the requests for today are already set up. If you like a link to that, let me get that for you.
By the greedy hands of politics and half-truths. The beaten generation.
Not what I was expecting.
Reared on a diet of prejudice and misinformation.
AA.
The beaten generation. Open your eyes, open your imagination. We're being sedated by the gasoline fumes and hypnotized by
Yeah, right? The seems very punky to me.
What is good and what is right? You may be worshipping the temples of mammon or lost in the prisons of religion. But can you still walk back to happiness when you've nowhere left to run? The beaten generation, the beaten
Is it really? How is it pronounced? Is it just AA? AA? Umulated umlaut? Umulated umlaut. Dude, that feathered hair. I wonder when this song came out. Sounds like the A in bar. Something close to that. Rate Your Music has them listed as new wave and art rock. Someone else can probably chime in with a little bit better information, but I'd say that this lines up with how Rate Your Music describes them. This comes off of the 1989 Mind Bomb album, which has only one primary genre of art pop, although new wave is a subgenre. More like a kid's way of saying poop. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Geez, the whole 6-7 thing, man. I don't get it. I mean, we said some dumb meme stuff when we were kids too, so I'm sure it's probably not too different than that. Back to this track though. I don't know. I think it's a fine track for what it is. A well-executed poppy rock song. It's got some good harmonica playing in it. I think it's balanced well. There's just nothing that grabs me personally. And see, maybe that's the other thing of it too, is the lyrics. Let me look at this real quick. Maybe that's what I should have been listening to the entire time. Oh, the chorus states, the beaten generation reared on a diet of prejudice and misinformation. Open your eyes, open your imagination. Yeah. If they send in the special police to deliver us from liberty and keep us from peace, then won't the words sit ill upon their tongues when they tell us justice is being done and that freedom lives in the barrel of a warm gun? Yeah, definitely seems a bit appropriate for today. Once again, an older track feeling way too topical. And see, The Cure is another band like this for me where I think it's all very well done, but I've still yet to hear a song that really grabs me. And I think a lot of that is just due to, as objectively as I can state it, dull sounds. Something like this, there's just nothing in it that is striking or alarming or ear grabbing. A lot of it is designed to sort of bleed into the background. And I find the same thing that happens with a lot of these art pop, art rock, and even new wave bands. Kind of just doing a sound that is done well, 100%, just not necessarily for me. Almost like a parody mashup of older styles. I don't know if, well, yeah. I can see the mashup element of that. And I can see the parody element too. Although that isn't what I initially got out of it. But it definitely doesn't do anything that I think stands out. And maybe by not standing out, it does stand out. Maybe if we go back to the 80s, maybe there was a lot of loud, bombastic stuff, and this was almost counterculture. Being hacky on purpose. Like they weren't serious about it. That's interesting. I think I can kind of see that perspective, but it's not the stance I would make. They sounded like they were pretty authentic about it. Just for my ears. All right. Sitarmageddon mashup. I mean, what a title, right? I'm already intrigued. This comes from the Dream Syndicate and Elephant Stone. The song is called Glide. It comes from Greg. This song is one of my life mantras, and we all need more sitar in our lives. Yeah, I can agree with that. Sitar is always a good thing. Let's dive into this then. See what's going on. It just starts in the middle like that. Like Frank Zappa would write songs based on older doo-wop stuff. Huh. Yeah. I mean, it's a valid take on it. Speaking of a track that's just kind of sitting there again. Dude, moderation, man. Something in the middle. I don't need blast beats. We've had a lot of chill tracks today, though. A lot of laid-back stuff. I'm not bound by rules. I'm not corrupted by code or bothered by civility or norms or anything that kept me up. Night after night after night, older than I was when I made the rules that held me down. Why does the sitar almost sounds digital? There was a specific way that it modulated its pitch that didn't sound natural. I guess this sounds pretty straightforward here, though. For a second I did think it was like a sitar patch on a keyboard or guitar. Also, wouldn't it just also be a guitar? Or maybe a guitar in this place. The Paul is chilling out. Alright, Chill Paul edition it is. Okay, so it's not just my ear then. But there are those little bends too that feel more natural, so I'm not entirely sure. I think it's a good vibe though. Sort of has a poppy general sound to it with this sitar off to the side, and I can get behind this. Not taking song requests for today, but if you head on over to the Patreon, you can request one for next week. Let me get you a link to the Patreon. Sitars on sleeve. Cassiotar, I like that. I mean, yeah, I Just Glide makes a lot of sense with the feeling of this track. Okay, dude. That picture of the slide guitars, sitars, I don't know what those are actually. They look pretty sick though, and I'm gonna have to check that album out just to kind of hear that. That's just happening over there. Oh, it was only the shape of a sitar guitar combo, but it was just an electric guitar? You know, for the first time today, I'm going to make a comment about a song just kind of dragging on. We've had some really well-paced stuff today, even on the longer side. And I've certainly had my fill of this sounds. Oh, they're just pretending to play sitars. Wow, that's interesting. Well, now I'm not so interested in that that band. Not this one. A band called the KLF, which was kind of brought up a little bit in that conversation. As for this track, like I said, it's a cool mix-up here. We have this almost an 80s pop rock song here. Very straightforward. The drums, the bass, the synth, the guitar, and the vocals. And then we just, off on the side, we have the sitar that's kind of adding to everything, but kind of not. So I think at times it elevated the track, added some cool timbres and some nice harmonic elements to it. And then at other times it was sort of just there. And I honestly thought the song was over about 70% in, and then there was this extended outro that certainly did not catch my fancy. It sort of just was a neat idea, I think, in theory, but ultimately just felt like running in place, not really going anywhere, just being here. So they warned us about Sitarmageddon. Another background thing. Yeah. We're going to need something to wake up at some point. I don't know that we have anything like that today. And the funny thing is, we kicked off the day with some metalcore, but I would honestly say that didn't really wake any of us up either. So it's been a wild live stream today. Just a lot of chiller tracks. Ooh, has there been a band named Chiller Thriller? I don't know why I thought of that, but it's cool. That's like such an 80s band name right there. KLF got huge and then went off in spectacular fashion. What did they do? How do you just quit the scene in a spectacular fashion? I'm a real big fan of this, by the way. This is a cool album art right here. Forest of Obsidian huge. Oh, jeez. All right, we got context for this. The band is called Shmu. The song we're looking at is All Will Be Erased, which, what a title. Comes from Magic Man, hidden gem I discovered a bit ago. There's a lot going on in this one. Okay, this might be the one that wakes us up. Don't set your expectations too high, but it might be the one. They made a video burning 1 million British pounds. That's a statement. That's definitely a statement. They brought out semi-automatic weapons and fired blanks in an award show? That one sounds more far-fetched. But also it was a different time. Like, that would not pass today. But yeah, I mean, that makes a statement. Let's segue into some Shmu. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, I kind of want the story to be true, but it still sounds wild. Mark just pulling that up. Okay. Really interesting tones over here. It's like it really wants to be a dance track, but also really wants to be noise rock. Possibly 2020. Oh, it looks like this was 2018. The cool bass line back there. Y'all know, I try to be positive about the music I listen to. I think there's a solid, like, 80s pop song in here somewhere. But generally, I cannot fathom what this track is trying to do most of the time. This is a mess. That's kind of how I feel about it. I don't know what it's trying to do. It wants to be two things entirely different at the same time. It wants to be a four on the floor dance track with light poppy vocals and a chill vibe, but it also wants to be eclectic noise rock with lots of layers that aren't working together and are clashing and creating dissonance uh, sonically, harmonically, even temporally at times. And it wants both of these together, and the jumping back and forth between them is incredibly jarring. But then to just go into this weird mixed vibe throughout the rest of the track, it just never clicks into something that makes any sense to me. And maybe that's the point of it. Maybe it's supposed to be abstract, much like the album art here. Maybe it clicks on subsequent listens, but for me right here, the first time is incredibly rough. It is simultaneously something I don't really enjoy casually and something I don't get or understand not literally, analytically. So the pop and electronic elements are mediocre on a good day. The sounds remarkably similar to something a kid in my music making class made in high school. Paul agrees. Um, what I find really interesting is that the people who listen to it really love it. When I went over to Rate Your Music to see when it came out, the two reviews are a 4.5 and a 5, and both of them wonder why everyone's sleeping on this artist. So maybe the rest of the album is stronger. Neither one of them list All Will Be Erased as one of their favorite tracks. So maybe this might be just one of the weaker ones. But as an introduction to the artist Shmu, I don't know that it sells me on them. This would be appealing to those who like noise rock but have never listened to pop or electronic music in their lives, so it's novel. Wow. Not entirely wrong, though. And maybe it is a really good bridge band, too. Or bridge artist. I think this is just one person. Well, there is one person who does everything except guitar, and then there's a guitarist. So I guess technically a band. Two cool artsy type people probably like it. Maybe. Like I said, I don't want to be too harsh on it because admittedly, I don't get it. And I think that, when I have hot takes for music that I get, at least I can support my perspective on it. But if I don't get a track, I find it really difficult to critique it because I don't even understand what it's trying to do to say if it's good or bad. But I will say that off of the first listen, I didn't enjoy this and I don't understand it. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. Opposite of the typical pop to other genre pipeline. Yeah. Sometimes you just don't like a track. No, that's fair too. But even when I don't like something, I can usually appreciate it. And right here, one listen, I don't like this or really appreciate it. I don't know what to appreciate in it. I have chat for that. They'll tear the thing apart for me. I get to look like the nice guy up here. You appreciate anything that pushes boundaries. Yeah, that's fair. And I think there is an element to that as well, where I have a level of respect for this. I don't necessarily want to talk too negatively about it because I don't get it. And I want to give it the benefit of the doubt that it is competent in what it's doing. So I think it does push boundaries. The boundary of middle. Oh, gee. All right, chat. You're veering into some harsh directions. Let's try to wrangle this back in. You appreciate that they were creative, but didn't care for it. Yeah, it's a fresh sound to my ears. Can I pick out where the influences came from? Sure. But does that mean that it isn't doing something unique to my ears? No, it is. And I don't know what that is. So yeah, just gonna end it there. Move on into some nothing more. Let me get this other thing here. Can't see around. I'm gonna move you for a second. Bring it back. All right, cool. One of these days I gotta figure out something to do with the webcam. It's so big. I don't know why this webcam has to be so massive, but it is. And I really can't see anything in the center bottom of my top monitor. Mediocre, but no complaints. All right. We got some nothing more here. FREEFALL featuring Chris Daughtry. That was a an American Idol person, right? I don't think they won. Comes at us from Johnny. Shorter days, societal issues, and a general lack of constant positivity in my life have left me relating to the lyrics a bit more than I'd like to. Solid modern rock by Nothing More, as always. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one. I haven't listened to Nothing More since... Oh, you know what? It was like Start a War or Set Off a War or something like that. It was a big single after their first big album. And that single didn't really catch me, so I didn't listen to any more of them. Let's see what they're doing today, though, and how they're working with Chris Daughtry. He's the head of the band Daughtry. Okay, dude, I forgot about that band, to be completely honest. Yeah, dude, that's where I know, not just American Idol, but he did start a band. I remember hearing his music on country stations, I think more than rock stations, but Chris should make a band with the same name as his surname. All right, everyone have a good laugh at Brian here. Knowing his band by accident. All right, let's dive into this, see what's going on.
I'm in a one step ahead, but I'm still behind where I thought I'd be by this time. It's hard to please, much less believe the screaming voice in my head. I'm in a free fall, racing to the ground. I'm scared I'll lose it all. Is anybody out there, or am I alone? Reaching out for someone in a free fall. I got a million reasons to hold on, but I need one to let it go.
You really don't like this, man? Not even worth 3 minutes of your life?
But I got pain that no one knows. No one knows. I think that I'm thinking too much, so I drink till I'm drinking too much. It's all spinning faster and faster. I'm in a free fall, racing to the ground. I'm scared of losing all.
Good wordplay.
Is anybody out there, or am I alone? Reaching out for someone in a free fall.
I am enjoying it more for the vocalist, though. Nice bass tone. just imagine you Project Explosion getting a little shaky listening to this, needing to steady the nerves with some vodka. Yeah, I'm all on board for the vocals. But I love nothing more as vocalist anyways. I really wish we would have hung into that distorted bridge just a little bit more. I can hear it too. Yeah. I agree with pretty much everyone, as divisive as the opinions have been for this track. I did enjoy this. Wasn't really upset with it up until those final 30 seconds. I definitely think they stretched it out into the anthem rock style that didn't quite click with me, but I understand why. I think it does generally work, and I bet this is a phenomenal song in a stadium, everyone chanting together. I bet that's a really great moment to be in. And the song does lyrically lean towards that too. Right, yeah, it's what the song's supposed to be. It is incredibly formulaic though, which is an interesting direction. Like I said, I haven't listened to a Nothing More song that's recent. Because I know back when we started this channel, y'all had me listen to a couple of tracks from one of their earlier albums. And that was the one I ended up checking out on my own. And I haven't listened to anything really since. So I find this to be really interesting that they're pushing more towards a pop rock sound than the alternative rock sound they did. Creed? Some of my buddies think men in music can't catch a song based on one line, if you'll indulge me. One line of lyrics or one line of music? The FREEFALL line's going to be stuck in your head. It is very catchy though. So it's the poppiest track off of Carnal. I was looking at this and they have Eric from I Prevail, David Draymond from, was that Disturbed? I guess that's it. I, I think because I saw so many features in the top 4 tracks, half of them have a featured vocalist. I was like, oh, maybe all of them do. No, they just kind of, they're very front heavy with that. But 2025, March, is this in my list? It must be. I can't imagine I didn't put Nothing More in my list. I should be caught up on March's albums though, so I don't think this was in my list then. Peter Gabriel cover? Oh, for the next track? I gotcha. I expect House of Sand to be heavier, given that it has Eric from I Prevail. And Angel Song has David. I expect that one to be pretty heavy too. Well, maybe not. Disturbed has some lighter songs too. They have a heavy electronic song though. All right, I'm gonna pull this off, and I'll check him out. I don't know if it's gonna be a high priority. I don't know if I'll get to it by the end of the year, but I do like the vocalist, dude. He is so charismatic. He has a phenomenal voice, and it just projects, and it has width, and It blows my mind he was a drummer for so long. What did it take, 7 albums for him to move from the drummer to the vocal? So, yeah. One line of lyrics? Yeah. Why wouldn't people be able to recognize a song based off one line of lyrics? I mean, I can feel it. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be able to know what song that is. Like, this is a no-brainer right here. I don't know. The idea that people wouldn't be able to know a song based off of one line of lyrics is ridiculous to me. Yeah, exactly. And I didn't even sing it in pitch. So I was close, but not accurate. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think this is a very simple thing. Yeah, sure. Hit me up with a line and we'll see if we can figure it out. It's insane that Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins came from the same band. Only the Beatles compare. Is that, I mean, there's got to be some other band that was large and had really strong solo projects. You Are My Fire. My One Desire. That's NSYNC. I mean, well, let's put it this way. It doesn't have to be NSYNC, but that is the first thing I think of. Or is that Backstreet Boys? I don't know. Anyways, whatever song that is. But am I right? Was that what you were hoping to hear? Because if so, like I said, this is incredibly simple. This is a no-brainer. I don't see why there's a discussion about this. The Eagles and Fleetwood Mac. Oh yeah, dude. Like I said, there's got to be more than just 2. I can't think of any personally, though. Do your friends listen to music? Right? There's like no argument for this. There's 23 other songs that have that beginning, for sure. But in the pop culture bubble, there's one. And so if you're not familiar with that track and you are another one, yeah, you might guess one of the other ones. But I mean, in the pop culture bubble, there's one. Most people are not going to think of another track. Let's keep this train rolling. We got some Herbie Hancock going on. Let's see. This one comes from Mark, I believe. Because pink is Brian's favorite color, and because the song is sheer beauty and a wonderful cover, even if not quite as good as the original, it's worth bringing to show and tell. I like that idea of making live streams more show and tell stuff. My Lover's Got No Money. That one I don't know. Unless that's this song. Don't Give Up from, what did Mark say? Oh, is this a Peter Gabriel cover? Is that what this is? Gala? Yeah, Peter Gabriel. All right, let's dive into this. See what's going on with John Legend, Pink, and Herbie Hancock. You know, I honestly thought we were fading in the drums. That's just really precise steel brush technique.
I was taught to fight, taught to win. I never thought I could fail. No fight left, or so it seems. I am a man whose dreams have all deserted. I've changed my face, I've changed my name, but no one wants you when you lose.
Don't give up, 'cause you have
that was a total mistake there. But I found out I can do it pretty easily. Also, B-Dog kind of cracks me up because I haven't seen this friend in a long time, but throughout high school and college, she used to call me B-Rabbit. I haven't been called B-Animal in such a long time.
Drove the night toward my home, the place that I was born, on the lakeside. As daylight broke, I saw the earth.
Beautiful track though.
Burned down to the ground. Don't give up, you still have us. Don't give up, we don't need much of anything. No.
B-Animal.
Don't give up, 'cause somewhere there's a place where we belong.
Brian the Beast Animal.
You worry too much. It's gonna be alright.
Oh, that's good.
When time
There we go.
you can fall back on us. Don't give up. Oh, please, please don't give up. Got to walk out of here. I can't take anymore.
I do wish there was just a little bit more dual vocal work.
Keep my eyes down below. Whatever may go, and whatever may go, that river's flowing. Ooh, that river's flowing. Moved on to another town. Tried hard to settle down for every job. So
I don't want to be combative. Are you sure there's no auto-tune on this?
no one needs.
Nice track, Paul.
Don't give up, 'cause you have friends. Don't give up, you're not the only one.
Oh, dude, there is so much untouched gold. There, I mean, even just what we have listened to of more underground artists, we have found some phenomenal stuff.
Don't give up, you still have us.
That Paul comment is gonna haunt you forever.
Don't give up now. We're proud of who you are. Don't give up. You know it's never been easy.
Ooh, ooh.
Don't give up, no matter what you do. Don't give up, 'cause I believe there's a place
Yeah, hit me. What you got?
belong.
Mark's just bringing back some of the 2000s leak speak, that's all. Hurt the band. Pretty sure we've done some. Yeah, we checked out Rapture. Oh geez, that was back in 2020 though. Interesting way to wrap that up. It sort of just peters out. I generally enjoyed this, but I feel like it went on just a hair bit too long for what it's doing. I think that if it was a little bit more dynamic, I would have really enjoyed the expanded like 4-verse idea here. But good song for a depressed person on the... Y'all are absolutely brutal today. What happened to my community? Y'all just trashing on stuff. Everyone woke up on the wrong side of this Sunday's bed. Golly. Oh man. It does go on a little too long though, but I think that the vibes, those subtle bluesy guitar licks, the bass sound, the tone of it sounds phenomenal. And I do love when the vocalists harmonize. I wish there was more of that. I'm going to assume the original version didn't have too much of it, but I think in this cover, I would have really liked to hear a little bit more expansion of that. And it did have some video footage of Herbie with pen and, well, I guess pencil and sheet music. So I assume that there is a little bit more thought going into this, turning it to more of an arrangement than a one-to-one cover. I kind of wish that maybe some more additive elements would have been brought to it. Just wait till we get to Nightwish. It was nice though. I agree with that. This is a really nice chill track. I don't know that it works too well for my active listening, but it certainly sets a mood. It does it very well, and it's consistent throughout. So, Fall Asleep to Behemoth. Y'all are wild, dude. I don't know. People are like, yeah, it's the most extreme, avant-garde, experimental, dissonant death metal. It's my bedtime lullaby. I'm like, this keeps me up far past when I've even listened to it. Y'all are going to bed to it. The original's better, though. I'm going to have to check that out then. The typos today, though, are phenomenal. Every single one of them. I love this. The worst 3. What was another typo earlier? Oh, it wasn't long or far. The song was too fong. I remember that. So, yeah, I'm really digging the typos today. This is great. Falling asleep to anyone? Except you couldn't fall asleep to Law Dispute? Would the vocals just grind your gears that much? All right, very interesting album art here. Kind of intrigued about this. When you're tired, you're tired. That's fair. The next song today comes from Lower Definition. We're going to be looking at the track Miami Nights. This one was requested by Cameron. It's been 16 years since this band released their first and only album. Why are we listening to something off the greatest hits then? They only have one album. After a long hiatus, they'll be putting out a new record in a few months. I'm incredibly hyped and wanted to share my favorite song of theirs. I'm really curious about this though. Oh, yeah. Oh, The Greatest of All Lost Arts. Looks like they have 2 albums though. Unless this is one of those things where Spotify mashed bands together. I thought it said greatest hits though. Apparently I can't read. Paul Chill edition. Oh, yes. We need to put Leet Speak into the thumbnail for this. I agree. The greatest. Oh, yeah, it does say the greatest of all lost arts. Wow, that's my reading comprehension is out today. More dual vocals would ruin. Oh, it's a dialogue. Okay, see, that changes things, the artistic element to it. Because I'm coming at it purely sonic. I want to hear the two of them singing together. Because when they did, it sounded great. But yeah, dude, if it's going to ruin the thematic elements to it, I completely agree. And, you know, thanks for the context for that. That's the kind of stuff that helps me come around this stuff. All right, let's kick this. Let's see what's going on a typical Miami night. Ooh. Evil. We're gonna wrap this up with Nightwish, and I think that's your request. Is it also a chill, laid-back song, or are we finally gonna get some energetic metal today? I'm sold though. We got some post-hardcore vocals. Leave the surprise. Fair enough. Ooh. We did have harshes, no growls, but we did have harshes and Imminence. And it's not off the table for this track either. Oh, there was that one really gnarly, like, black metal scream at the end of Imminence. Yes. The bass filling the middle channel while the guitars create the walls. I've already pulled this one down. I gotta dig more into them. Yep. Honestly though, so far it's my least favorite part of this track. I think primarily though, it didn't have anything to do with the harshes. It was a breakdown in the middle of a really lush song. It was almost too sharp of a turn for me. And you know, this is really well produced for 09. And the retardando to pull us into presumably an outro here. Oh, it's make me feel alive tonight. I'll show you the lights. You make me feel alright. Wow. Wow. So much goodwill built up in there. I'm still going to check them out, but talk about a not great ending to have all that energy in the track and what? I don't know, dude. That ending, not great. The rest of the track, though, is phenomenal. You like the ending too, though? I don't know. Something about it. It just pulls the energy down and then just stops abruptly. And the spaciousness, the breakdown. I don't know. It's a lot of things that just didn't click with me. I don't think it's objectively bad, but just didn't work with me. Prefer a fade? I definitely would not have preferred a fade out. Maybe just retain the energy they have and bring a nice conclusion to that. I don't like breakdowns though. That's my thing. I do like the spaciousness in this track, and I think that's cool that they had so much airy or room for air at the end of it. I did enjoy the gaps, but just musically it started to falter for me for a song that I'm really coming to for the lush production of it all. I think that having the guitars doing what they're doing, the bass supporting all that, the vocals being counterpoint to the walls on the guitars, both guitars doing different things, and it's sort of cluttered but not noisy. And it's so well produced. There's great space between them. There is use of emptiness throughout all of this too. Whether it's just a couple of notes to allow one instrument some space, or as Mark had pointed out, the left side just pulling the entire guitar out of it, making the song lopsided for a moment. It's all these little interesting moments that elevate it production-wise. And then we just have these breakdowns that aren't lush. It's all the band doing one thing together, and a couple of notes, some pause, couple of notes, some pause. And it's not my deal. Very subjective about that. But I did enjoy everything up until the ending. The first 4 minutes of this track are fantastic, right up my alley. And I got to hear more. And knowing that they have some new music coming out, I'm stoked for that. I might have a new fan here. I definitely have to check out more from them, though. It is always a pleasure getting to hear new post-hardcore bands on this channel. And that's one of those that catches my attention. We're going to wrap this up with some Nightwish. And one bit of context here. Who's the vocalist for this one? It says, from Evil, it's been a long time and I'm going to have the stream blocked. One of the heaviest Nightwish songs. You know, I was worried about all the music videos, but yeah, Nightwish is pretty strict about this kind of stuff. You'll see who the vocalist is. Oh, did you send me a music video? Because the link you sent me didn't work. Geo restrictions. So I went and found one that did work for America, and it was just a video. Oh, it wasn't a music. How would I? Okay. Let's just dive in then and see what's going on with this track. Maybe we won't see what's going on with this track. There we go. Not the sound I expect from Nightwish. Nightjet. Alright, so we have Lars from Metallica on drums for this one. That's a joke. by the way. Could you imagine though? Metallica and Nightwish collabing? This is much It's very thrashy though, right? This is very Metallica-ish. Power metal? What is going? This is not like any Nightwish y'all have shown me. He sounds like Mike Patton mixed with the Korn vocalist and a little splash of a heavy metal vocalist. It's Marco. Marco who? Who's the bassist? Ex-bassist. Okay. This is the most Dream Theater-ish song I've heard from Nightwish, though. Very cool atmosphere here, though. I'm not taking... Wait, is that... Yeah, that's an old comment. Come on, Discord, keep up. Not Discord, this thing. Twitch. I like the choir. When did this come out though? Because this is very 90s. They are throwing in everything. It's a little Dream Theater, it's a little S&M, it's power metal, it's thrash metal. 2010s, alright. So lots of throwback stuff. Also, isn't this only 4 minutes long? This has felt like a very long 4 minutes. I think it is just because of the plethora of sounds in it. Okay. Yeah, I think the song's like 4:30, 4:32, something like that. Love the brass. Very cool song. Let's see. Oh, I was wrong. This is 6:02. I don't know why I thought it was 4 minutes. 6 minutes. That's why it didn't feel like 4. All right. Yeah, though, that's it's a very different side of Nightwish. Very dream theatery, very heavy metal, very power metal. It's kind of everything. And the vocals are all over the place too. Section actually fits the song, so I want to make that comparison. That's absolutely fair. I generally enjoyed that though. The vocals, I think, took a moment to come around to, but I don't know that I had anything negative to say about them. They're just unusual, unexpected for sure. One of the few Nightwish songs without a female vocals. Yeah. Wild Ride. Definitely everything in the kitchen sink though. It's constantly jumping between new ideas, new sounds, new genres of metal. I don't know that I was necessarily on board for the whole ride. Some sections were wilder than others, but I think generally speaking, I enjoyed my time with it. And the intro was bonkers because if you had given me no context and just played me the first 30 seconds, I don't think I ever would have guessed Nightwish. Mark. So I find that to be really interesting that even after having listened to so much Nightwish, admittedly most of the popular tracks, that they can still surprise me. Y'all can still give me a song that I would never have guessed was them. And as usual, very competently played, great ideas in general. I love the expanded instrumentation, which Nightwish, pretty common with them. They don't just throw in strings for the sound of them. They usually have a strong idea behind them. I like the brass in here. Grateful for a lack of operatic vocals. I don't know. They can be tastefully done well. And I think for the most part, Nightwish does, but they can go overboard. I'll agree with that. But having none here, I think it fits the style. The operatic vocals might have been a little too much in some of these sections, but the power metal sections could have absolutely used some really strong vibrato. That would have been pretty cool. Bad movie soundtracks haphazardly thrown over thrash music. Jesus, great. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for today then. I had a blast. Lots of really cool stuff today. I hope y'all enjoyed the selection as well and maybe even found something new that you're looking forward to checking out later. I certainly did. What I pulled down 7 today or something. I mean, it's got to be a record. I mean, that's over half. Someone throw "Wish I Had an Angel." What is that? The good, the bad, and the ugly. Gonna wrap this up. There won't be early access for tomorrow for patrons. That's gonna go up whenever I get it recorded tomorrow morning. So my guess is probably about 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, give or take. You don't have it in you today. What's the matter? Does Paul not have your back this time? Geez. Really great for Nightwish. Wow. I think y'all need to find some chill time this week. Level out, mellow out. When we come back next week, maybe we won't have so many hot takes. Dang. No, what I say? No early access. This VOD will be up within the hour. We got Nightwish and a lot of music videos, so it might have to take a bit longer than that. And otherwise, catch y'all tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to kick off next week's theme. Looking forward to that. Y'all have a fantastic y'all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. 3, 4.